nothing has been filed in the Court of Appeals because our helpful person on the phone on a Friday last minute call told us so. So what is going on? Like, seriously, what is going on? Comes now Sarah Boone, pro se. It's like, dude, where are you? Hello, Josh. Should we send out a search party? Should we put you on milk cartons? Hello, my true crime lovelies. How are you? Oh my goodness. So I'm going to tell you for the third time. I'm going to say it loud for the people in the back. Sarah's appeal has not been filed, not even the notice of appeal. We talked about it on Sunday in the members only live. Shout out to all the members. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. I played a recording on when I talked to someone on Friday. And then we talked about it in the last video. If you watched it all the way to the end, you know that I said the appeal hadn't been filed. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. Like I said, turn on your notifications. I've got another video coming about Miss Boone's appeal or lack thereof. Toodles. So now I'm going to bring all the receipts together, all of them in one place, so we can get into what's really going on with Sarah Boone. So if you're interested in that and where's Josh Adams and what happens next, hang out, stick around. If you're new here, welcome. We'd like to get in other people's business. And tonight we're going to get into, whenever you're seeing it, we're going to get into Sarah's business. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around. All right, my lovelies, I'll see you on the other side. Alrighty, so let's get right into it. You can see at the top of this that I recorded this on January 24th at 4:36. I was getting super nervous because I had Googled every which way but loose, the 6th district, and shout out to Florida PSAM for helping me because at one point I must have clicked on something from there. I ended up on the Florida Supreme Court site. After I went through manually to look for the name, meaning I did the broadest search possible, and it obviously returned a large result. And so I went through one by one. But I was not confident at that point to come in and report it to you guys, and I didn't want to start a rumor. So I was talking to a fellow true crime fanatic. I'm a fanatic. And anyway, I needed that courage. I was super nervous, but anyway, here's this. And I did check because I didn't want to be breaking any laws. I just want to say for the record, I am in New York. It is not required that I get the other party's consent before I record it. It's a one-party state. Florida, California are not. They're two parties. If I were there in Florida, it would apply. So nobody come after me. I am trying to get Sarah's appellate filing. I'll skip ahead a little bit, I think. I'm being a weirdo because my sister worked customer service and she said they still listen even when they're playing the music. I don't know why I was so worried about that.
We're holding, I don't see a case here with that name, but go ahead and give me the lower court case number, see what I can find.
Okay, thank you. It is 2020-CF-002603-A-O.
Okay, and 2020-C, and that's F as in Florida?
Yes.
CF?
Yes.
002603-A-O. Okay, let me see what I can find.
Okay, it's A as in apple, -O as in orange. Is that what you said? Okay.
a sec.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure if she said 8 or not. I'm going to talk over this music because Lord knows I don't need a copyright strike.
For holding. I looked at the lower court case. And it does refer to an order appointing appellate counsel, but I don't see a notice of appeal that's been filed.
You do not see it.
Filed. And I don't see anything filed in our court.
Okay.
I didn't see a notice of appeal. I just saw the order appointing appellate counsel.
Okay, on the 18th. But they have 30 days, so they would have been meant to file something by the 18th of January, right? Or no?
Depends what they're appealing.
Okay.
They have 30 days from the date of the final judgment or final order.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Have a great weekend. All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Well, okay, so that's not a notice of appeal. I thought that was interesting. So, based on what she said, the notice of appeal should have been filed in the lower court. But everyone, well, not everyone, oh my gosh, I'm like a little kid gossiping. Everyone said, no, they didn't. A lot of people were saying, oh no, what Owens filed on 12/18, that was the notice of appeal. And, basically, I was being pedantic. And anyway, it does outline what, it was a perfect template for whenever her appellate attorney got assigned, which we know is on the 18th. And I think Owens had that a couple days later. They could have just said notice of appeal and taken copy paste what Owens had. That's what we're going to be appealing, and then gone on to file it in the 6th District Court of Appeals, right? So it was a little where's Josh? Where's Joshy? Nor did he respond back to the court to say, I'm not an appellate attorney. Do you know what I mean? It's just radio silence, which I just think is doesn't he have a duty to do something? They sent you this note and said, you're this. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not a fan of Sarah's, but right is right. How could they mess this up? And then you have a person who's known to complain. What are you doing? You're just asking for it. That's all I'm saying. Who are the sadist attorneys that are being assigned? All he has to do is Google her name. I'm so confused. Let me share this with you. I'm just what are you doing? I wanted to read it. I wanted to see if that appellate attorney stuck with those same grounds. Do you know what I mean? Grounds. Okay, so here we go. This is, you read it right. Wait, let me get the screen up faster. So it was received on the 27th, or filed on the 27th. It looks like it was the reception center. It still has the old stamp on there. Anyway, notice of inquiry comes now. Sarah Boone, pro se. Tell me that is not balls of a burglar. You're sending it to the clerk who assigned you or who told you who your assigned attorney was, and now you're coming in pro se. Balls of a burglar. And files this notice of inquiry with the clerk of the circuit court in the above referenced case number, inquiring as to the status of appointment of appellate counsel. The last entry on the docket in this case shows that Joshua Adams Esquire was appointed to represent the defendant on December 18th, 2024. However, she has not received any correspondence from him, and her application of indigence to be appointed an appellate attorney was not filed with this court until December 23rd, 2024. So many tidbits. Number one, do you notice how she's referring to herself as her instead of I? It's giving Lori Vallow Daybell. Is she watching Lori? Is she watching court TV in the prison? Because that's not how she wrote these before. And she's got something J something. That's how this is typed, which it's beautiful. We don't have to worry. Nobody else will be interpreting what it means if a letter goes across a line somewhere. Knock it off. That's one thing. And then who told her she was going to receive any correspondence from him? Like just to file the notice of appeal, even just to file the appeal. What's she going to say? It doesn't matter, ma'am. It's all on the record. That's all he needs is what's on the record. That's all they're going to look at. And it sounds like all of the issues are going to be about Judge Kranig. There could be more, but for sure we know there's at least 7, right? The outburst. I have that video. I wanted to put that video out first before this one, but I have to fix the audio. And there was a video I saw a Lazy Gamer do on this, and I was like, oh, I gotta at least follow up. I've teased twice that it hadn't happened. I gotta get a video out. Anyway, oh my God, what was I talking about? Oh, the last entry and the Josh Adams and the whole, it doesn't really make sense, right? She's not received any correspondence from him. What is she expecting him to say? Like, hi, Sarah. I have lots of questions. When can we meet? Like, no, he doesn't have any questions. And he certainly, if he had any questions, would want to talk to your previous attorney, like for more context. But I mean, this was covered gavel to gavel. So I'm sure he's heard of YouTube. I said, did I say that? I had to record this again because the mic, don't get me started. Anyway, so that was filed. Please advise as to appointed appellate counsel in the aforementioned case, dated this 20th day of January 2025. Respectfully submitted. Sarah at the Florida Women's Reception Center, certificate of service. So she sent it to the 6th District Court of Appeal. That is who I was talking to on the phone, and shout out to Florida PI Sam. Shout out to her for getting me on the right track because I wanted to make sure I was in the right spot, pulling the right thing. And I had pulled something from Florida's Supreme Court. I must have clicked out of where I was. But anyway, so I had checked there and I had been checking. Why? Because I'm nosy. I wanted to know like what they, what grounds did they actually file? And it wasn't there. And so after the 18th, that's when I really started getting twitchy. Like, what's happening? I was like, I was talking to somebody, another true crime fanatic like myself I was talking to. And then I finally was like, it's Friday. And you saw I called like at 4:36. And I was thinking like, it's the government. They're probably gone already. They're probably like in the break room packing up their stuff and not answering it. Like, I'm just saying. But anyway, she was there. She was lovely. You heard her. Again, New York. I did not need permission to record New York because that's where I was recording from. It's a one party. If I were in Florida, I would have had to say, but I wasn't doing anything inappropriate. I'm just saying, oh my gosh. And I'm leaving this address on the screen forever. This is the address of the clerk of courts. That was what she filed, who she sent it to. And then, oh, did she attach this? How many pages? Oh yeah, she did. But this is for Alan Holland. That was the first one. Oh no, wait a minute. Is that even more shade? I didn't go this far back. Oh no, okay, I got excited. They're saying Alan is relieved. Okay, she's just sending the notice of appointing. I was like, wait, what? Calm down. I was like, this is not the right one, but I see Joshua Adams' name down here. Okay. That was like too delicious to be true. So that is what she wrote. And then the clerk wrote her back and said, ma'am. So this was the 29th, which is, I'm recording it on the 29th. There's no way I'm going to get it to you until the 30th though. So in response to your correspondence dated January 21st, 2025, the following applied. Other attorney Joshua Adams has been appointed to represent you for an appeal. However, at this time, no notice of appeal is on file by L. Keating, deputy clerk. So this is the lower court, right? Because that's the clerk of the circuit and county courts of Orange County, where we've been seeing everything on the docket. So that's the lower court saying it hasn't been filed there, which is what we heard on the phone call from Friday. And then we also know that nothing has been filed in the Court of Appeals because our helpful person on the phone on a Friday last minute call told us so. So, what is going on? Like, seriously, what is going on? I'm not a fan of Sarah, but like this level of incompetence is crazy. And I know everybody's human, but I just feel like this is such a case where everybody knows that the defendant is a Karen and you know you're going to hear her mouth. Or maybe it's just me and my trauma. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to hear whatever it is you don't want to hear, do whatever it is you got to do. Maybe that's my trauma response. But if you don't want to hear her mouth, stop fooling around. I don't know who I'm talking to because I don't know what happened. I don't know if Josh Adams has a duty to report like the first, like Mr. Howell did, right? And say, hey, there's a mix up. I don't do appeals. And he probably promptly took down his website after he sent that email, or probably before. So he reported it after like Fox News had reached out to him because that's where I first heard about it. And then they assigned this Josh Adams. I've reached out to Josh twice. He hasn't responded. So it's not like he doesn't know. Even if he didn't see the case, if you get a random email about a murder case, you know what I mean? About like, hey, are you filing that appeal? I'd like to see a copy. You would then go and Google who am I representing? You know, whose appeal am I taking on, basically, because he's not representing her per se. You know, it's like, dude, where are you? Hello, Josh. Should we send out a search party? Should we put you on milk cartons? I don't know what all the kids are drinking these days, but should we put you on there? Like, us. You guys know my thoughts on it. I said before, I don't think he's an appellate attorney. I know you guys are like, oh, it doesn't have to say, I get it. I get it. I still just don't think that's his jam. Like, why wouldn't you put it at least either that or he's a horrible marketeer? That's what I'll say. Because if you did that, why wouldn't you post that on your website? If you offered that service, why wouldn't you indicate that on your website? How are people meant to know? You know what I'm saying? That's why you're in this pool to work for free, or probably $15,000 for the people who can't afford. So you guys could be right. Yeah. So I don't know what's happening, but I am a friend of a friend has indicated that it doesn't mean she's lost her right to appeal, because it sounds like obviously somebody dropped the ball, and there was nothing that she could have done to influence it, you know, which is why when I posted that she's on her second attorney already, and someone was like, what? This is negative. And I'm like, why? I mean, it's the truth. She's on her second attorney. I didn't say it was her fault. I just said she was on her second one. Now she might be on her third. And it is legitimately not her fault, but she'll keep repeating it. And so that'll be the headline, and then it will become her fault, and then she'll be confused. Also, why I can't say she's not a good marketeer, because she did get Owens with that, you know? So maybe she's gonna have to break out the calligraphy again. Or no, now she's got a computer. It won't be as catchy though. I don't know if Vinny will put it on if it's typed up nice. He might. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, maybe that's how she's gonna get an appellate attorney. Didn't you guys say like Mentor Lawyer only does appellate work now? Somebody said that. They may not even be here anymore. That was in the early days of the 4 months ago of the channel. Okay. Oh my God. And then, did you guys see what was going on with Miss Donna Adelson? Katie did what, Donna? What is happening? I don't understand. They haven't learned. Like, I would stop mentioning people did things, people that are still living. Isn't that why Charlie got moved? Because he was saying the Latin Kings did something, ma'am? Maybe don't mention people by name. And it doesn't even make any sense, because I think she said Katie was gossiping with some drug addicted inmate who is Donna ran into in like reading class or something. I don't know. Go to Kathy's channel, Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo. That's where it's hilarious. I also am to understand that Judge Everett told Donna to shush. And she was on Zoom. How embarrassing. If you're Donna Adelson, oh, how the mighty have fallen. You are on Zoom testifying at a pretrial hearing, pretrial for your murder trial, being shushed as you're going on about drug addicted inmates who Katie gossiped to, who told you this in like reading class or stretch class or I don't know, some kind of jail class. She's not out somewhere lunching with her girls, drinking martinis and planning their next plastic surgeries. Girl, what went wrong? What went wrong? Was it worth it? You destroyed so many lives. The mighty have fallen. All right, guys, let me know. What do you think about Donna? What do you think about Sarah? Oh, I want to get my hands on that appeal. I need somebody to get it together. We need them to install their act right. But I don't want to hold you too long, mainly because I have to edit this and I want to go to sleep soon. But I appreciate you popping in. You know I do. And until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Be good to yourself. Give yourself grace. Toodles.